there's some important numbers that I think everyone should realize. Let's say 20 million people have been insured. I think that number's generally right. I've heard a little lower, a little higher, whatever it is. But what the studies show is that it's cost the American economy $1.2 trillion to implement this thing. Now, if we had just put on those 20 million people straight out of Medicaid, just dial up the limits on Medicaid, would have cost about $116 billion. I'm not saying that's what we should have done, but we could have done that. We would have saved $1 trillion. NPR did a poll that said that a full 75 million people, anecdotally, I did a scientific poll and said, 25% of the American population feels like they've been negatively impacted by the Affordable Care Act. That's 75 million people, roughly. Maybe it's a little lower, depending on how you count it. Regardless, so you're taking money from folks, you're increasing taxes, you're increasing regulation, you're reducing care, you're increasing deductibles, you're increasing premiums, and you're driving and you're hitting the economy for $1.3 trillion. When all you had to do is either fix it at the state level. Guess what? The state of Connecticut could, and we did consider you cannot avoid someone for pre-existing condition. You can do that at the state level. We were actually talking about doing that through Husky and Charter Oak. We were solving the problem here in Connecticut before Big Uncle Sam said, guess what, one size fits all. And Jim, again, not just all Jim, but a lot of his Democratic friends said, well, when Medicare and Social Security were passed, they had some of these problems. They're running the same playbook from 50 and 75 years ago and wondering why this stuff isn't working.